What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We are back at Insurance Auto Auctions here in Oklahoma City for another walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. All right, let's start this video off. Let's walk around and see if we can find anything interesting today. I am still waiting on several vehicles to go up for auction. Some of these take what seems like an eternity to go up for auction, like the S15 Jimmy that I've showed about 30 times and I'm not going to show today. Still waiting on that one. The Ford, what was it? A Ford Ranger with a 302 carbureted engine. Yeah, I'm still waiting on that one too. Still nothing. Hopefully something comes of these shortly, because I'm impatiently waiting for them to come up for sale. Quite a few vehicles that I've got on my watch list that, well, they're just kind of sitting there and we're waiting to see what happens. I don't know if the views are going to be any good or not. They're just cars that I want, including the Dodge Shadow from one of the last week's videos. I'm really hoping we can get our hands on that. I'd love to try to get that car back on the road again. I'm going to bet, though, probably a head gasket or something. Those things were notorious for that kind of stuff. Not a big job, not a big deal, but it's all going to depend on, well, how much it goes for. And there it is right there. I will walk right back around this one real quick. We're not going to spend any time on it, but there it is. The little Dodge Shadow with 80,000 original miles on it. How about that? That's one that I really want to get my hands on and try to bring back to life. Those things were great little cars. Well, it depends on who you ask. But anyway, I bid on a Blazer last week. You guys might remember, we're actually walking over towards where it was. I'm trying to keep my eyes open for anything that I might be missing on this side of the row here, but I'm not seeing much. There's my Ranger. There's the Ranger with the V8. Still not up for sale. I'm still impatiently waiting, because this is one that I would really love to have. It's not in great shape. This was not like a really professional conversion. It's kind of tossed together. The shifter, well, it'll start in reverse. We found that out. So you got to be very careful with this. But still, I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. So I like it. And if it comes up for sale, eventually, you can bet that is one I'm absolutely going to be bidding on. This is one I thought about bidding on, and I just, no, it's rusted out. The interior's trashed. So I opted to avoid that one. But we had another one that was sitting, where is it? It's still here. I know it's still here because I won the bid for $325, and they wanted $775, and I laughed, and then they relisted it. And the sad thing is here we go today, and it's actually already up to $325. It's already up to my high bid. We'll find it. It's back here somewhere. I don't see it, but I know it's here. But this was not here last time I was here. It's got those, what do they call these? The moon hubcaps, the moon dish or something. I can't remember. It's been so long. But here we go. A 94 F-150 with 80,000 miles, maybe. It's an XLT. Looks like it's been sitting for, you know, a good minute. But the body looks good. It's got a hard tonneau cover. The tires are rotted. Those are old school, man. Those Tiger Paws. You guys remember these? I think these are Tiger Paws, aren't they? No, those are Indy 500s. Either way, they're old. Very old tires. Oh, look at that. Oh, it even almost holds itself up. Wow, that's actually kind of impressive. I like this cover. I really like this bed cover. This is decent. And then I guess this, yeah, I don't know how to work it. Either way, it's a cool old truck, man. This is a really cool old truck. Looks like most of this will clean up. It's been sitting a long time. Take a look at this. Ooh, yeah. She's been sitting a minute. I'm surprised it runs. So we'll have to check that out for ourselves. Let's take a sniff of the interior. Actually, it smells decent. Interior doesn't look bad at all. Even the headliner's decent. No kidding. No kidding. I'm sure it's dead. These things always... Oh, no way, man. Come on. Someone jacked the key. Someone jacked the key. They did. I get... Well, anyway, I could go on a rant, but I'll try not to. Let's just look around and see if maybe somebody hid the key in here. You know, I've seen that before too. They'll take the key off of the... Crap. They'll take the key off of the thing there and they'll stick it somewhere so that only they know where it's at. It's just a shitty thing to do, is what it is. And it gets me really aggravated. These people they're just cheaters, man. They're no better than a thief. And if the key is actually missing, then, I mean, oh, great, I got sticky crap. They are a thief, you know? At the end of the day, that's what they are. If they took the key, they're a thief. It's got power. There's a light back here that's on. Do you see it? Yeah, it's got power. But somebody jacked the key. That's nice. That's really nice. The dashboard looks like it's in perfect condition. It is. The dash is in perfect shape. You know, here's what I'm going to start doing, I think. When I find these vehicles that somebody's jacked the keys on, I think I'm just going to go ahead and bid them up anyway. I think I will. You know, it's not that big of a deal to get a locksmith out and replace that. It's not a big deal, guys. It's just annoying. It's frustrating because you want to be able to start these things up and, you know, see how they run prior to bidding on them, obviously. And that's why they take the keys. They take the keys so that you can't do that, so that you won't bid as much, so that they can win these vehicles for really cheap themselves. And I'm about to go on a mission here. I don't need this truck, obviously. Headlights it's a little banged up front. Not too bad though. Like I don't need this. I don't need this truck at all. Really, honestly, I don't really have any use for the truck. But I like the truck. You know, I do. I like this old girl. I like these old vehicles. Looks like the engine was replaced. It's got an aftermarket 5.0, or not aftermarket, but there's salvage yard writing on the cylinder head. There's salvage yard writing the same color on the intake manifold. So, looks like somebody swapped out the engine. It's a good looking engine too. I don't see it leaking anything. Like this thing it's actually in pretty incredible condition. Which, well, somebody strapped the header panel. So this header panel is damaged. There's straps holding all of it on, headlights included. Again, header panel's not a big deal. Not hard to get, not expensive. Let's look for that key over here. Give it one more go. Could be in the door. No. On the floor. Check under the seat. Maybe it fell. I don't know. I don't think so, guys. I think somebody jacked the key. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. Which obviously makes loading this a whole nother pain in the backside. So that'll cost extra money. You're gonna have to get a tow truck, obviously, to haul this thing. And without a key, well, you can't unlock the steering wheel, and you also can't get it out of gear. Yeah. I mean, you can. You got to climb under it, and you got to detach it. It can be done. Everything except the steering wheel. So that's really it's a bad deal, man. Bad deal. It's a solid looking truck. Really, this is a good looking truck. Wouldn't take much, I don't think, to get this thing back together again. Get it on the road. Unfortunately, I don't know. You guys comment below, tell me what you think. I'm going to pull it up on the auction block right now and just see how much this thing's going for. So this one is not up for sale yet, but it's listed as a clean title, keys, and a run and drive. So obviously, somebody came out here and they did steal the keys. I'm going to keep my eyes on it. Like I said, I don't need it, but if nothing else, I'll bid the sucker up. And if I win it, great. If I don't, then they're going to pay more for it than they would have before. They should have left the keys alone. If nothing else, maybe we'll teach them a lesson. All right, let's continue on our way because I'm still hoping that somewhere out here I can find that Blazer that is now $325. I was really looking forward to getting it, but I've got a price in mind. I'm not willing to pay more than that price. I'm just not. I saw this and I thought we got to look at this one too. What is this? A 2002. I thought it was like a 98. 250,000 miles. It's supposed to be a run and drive. I don't know. This is a little. Oh wow. The whole bed is Bondo. There's nothing but cracking Bondo back here. So, no. I think we're gonna hard pass on that one. Oh man, these were my bread and butter back in the day. My goodness. Another donation. 2004 Chevy Classic, also known as the Chevy Malibu. This is kind of rough. You know, honestly, these weren't great cars. They really weren't, but they were comfortable cars. They were very comfortable. You could get them with a V6, you can get them with a 4-cylinder. I think the Chevy Classic was towards the end of the run on these things, because they used to be called a Chevy Malibu. I did love them though, and I had no problem selling them. I could buy them, fix minor issues, and send them down the road, and I made good money on these cars. Just going to check out the interior real quick. I'm not actually interested in this one, but just come on, just for old time's sake, just kind of want to take a peek at the interior. I haven't seen one of these in quite a while, since I was down at Big Al's. Yeah, I think he's still got about 10 of these things, but yeah, I have not seen another one of these in many, many years. But what I did find over here, and I didn't expect to run into this, I must have missed it when I was on the other aisle. How bad is it? I love these cars. I do. Oh, ow, ow, ow. That's pretty bad. This is a Ford Focus ST. And these things, if you've never driven one, I mean, most people are going to laugh at them. They're small, little bitty, compact, subcompact 4-cylinders. These things are great, man. These things are a blast to drive. Like, seriously, they are a whole lot of fun. Yeah, it took a nasty hit in that front corner. How's the interior look? Blown bags. I assume we got some blown bags. The only blown bag is the knee bolster bag. The steering wheel bag is still good. Interior actually looks pretty good. I wonder if that door, is there any chance that door might open? So this could be fun. Let me see if there's any way of popping this hood. I mean, it's mangled pretty good, guys, so it wouldn't surprise me if there's a... Oh, come on. Yeah, she's gonna be... There we go, we got it. We got it. No joke. Actually, this doesn't look that bad. I mean, it's definitely rough. It needs help, but it doesn't look that bad. So, taking a look here, this fender apron is definitely bent and contorted. I'm going to tell you right now, I would fix this by just beating the hell out of it. I would beat this back out straight. This looks like this could be bent back to straight. Pull this fender off. It's very sharp. But look under there. The fender apron actually looks good. The only damage is right here. It took a small crunch right here. This is all very light metal. This would bend right back out. You could bend that right back out. Obviously, all the plastics. You know, you're going to need the bumper and the headlight, grill, hood, yada, yada, yada. All that stuff. But the frame rail actually looks perfectly straight, and even if it's not, this is just a frame rail extension over here. As long as the frame is good, this is a slight bend. It's definitely tweaked. You could pull all of this right back out, guys. Oh, wait. The transmission. Hold on. I see fluid. Let's take a look down here and see what happened. I see pieces all over. What is going on? Is the transmission destroyed? Yeah, I can't see. I can see the CV axles ripped out. The bearings came out of it and all that good stuff. Obviously, you're going to have some suspension damage. I'm sure the control arm is completely shattered or the ball joint's ripped off. But that transmission is, I'm sure it's not cheap. I'll have to review the footage once I get back to the house. But I mean, everything back here looks good. Even the air intake box, everything under here actually looks really good. This is mostly cosmetic. My biggest concern, since all of this actually looks pretty good, is the pillar itself. The door's bent up. Yeah, the door's kind of bent up. And then you've got that airbag assembly. I don't know. The knee bolster bag is easy to replace. Probably not that expensive. Did we lose the... No. The side bag's good. This has power. Oh, what the heck. Let's see what happens. I think that pillar is good, guys. This one's kind of risky. I kind of like it. 91,000 miles on the odometer. Let's see what it does. Oh. It's dead? Yeah, it's dead. All right. Well, shifter feels good. Dash comes to life. Wouldn't it suck if I powered this thing up and just boom, the airbag popped on me? That would really suck. Wouldn't surprise me. It would really suck. Let me grab a booster pack. I do kind of want to hear this thing run. I'm trying not to be interested in this, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty interested in it. Oh, look, you've got some of the broken parts. That's nice. All right. Let's get a jump box. Well, it's got power. Now let's see what happens. I am a little concerned that maybe that frame rail is bent back there. You know what I mean? I'm seriously a little concerned about that. The crash bar obviously took a pretty good hit, and that's right here on this frame rail too. I can't tell for sure. I see some scrapes on the transaxle as well. I can't tell if the transmission's been damaged either. So this one's a little sketchy. All right, let's see what it does. Well, it started, then it died. There it goes. There it goes. Boy, it's stock. It's so quiet. It's completely stock. Wow. Check engine light came on immediately. Of course, the airbag light, brake light goes off when you turn the e-brake off. Hood is ajar, thank you. Door is ajar, thank you. It's got half a tank of gas. I put it in gear, and I was hoping that maybe I would hear something spinning. I didn't expect it to go anywhere. No. I hear it engage though. If you put it in 6th, there it goes. You hear it? Yeah, the transmission is engaging. Something in the transmission anyway. It's engaging. This could be, this could be a decent little project. It could be fun. I've already had one of these though. It was a fun car for a little while. I didn't keep it very long. I played with it, then I got rid of it. It seems to run well. I'm not going to really check anything else out on it. In fact, I'll leave the trans in neutral because there's nothing connected under there. For sure, I know that the CV axle is ripped off of it. Under 100,000 miles? Uh-oh. Not going to open? Okay. That's fine. Definitely needs a little bit of work. I don't know, maybe the intercooler's been damaged. There could be some plumbing under there damaged as well. I can't see. There's so much plastic crap on these cars, man. Obviously, you're going to need the headlight. You're going to need everything up here. The bumper, the shutters, the crash bar, the hood, the fender. And I really do think most of this stuff here, I think this can all be contorted, put back into place to work. I don't know. You guys comment below. Tell me what you think. If you're interested, maybe we can get it. If you're not interested, you're not going to hurt my feelings any because, like I said, I already had one of these and the one I had wasn't wrecked. So this is very interesting, and this, I'm going to tell you right now, is a perfect example of why you need to be using Auto A-Stat. They're a new sponsor of the channel, and if you're wondering what they are, some of you may remember back in the day, I used to work with AutoAuctions.io, and you could find the true history of these wrecked cars using that site. Well, they went out of business. They're gone. I didn't even realize they were gone until people started contacting me. They're like, hey, what happened? Well, Auto A-Stat is the new service. And I'm going to tell you, using this car, why a service like that is important. I just looked up this car's book value, and I realized something. This car has a clean title. This is not salvaged. This is not a total loss. This is still a clean title car. With all of this damage, it's a clean title car. The book value on this car is around $14,500 because it still carries a clean title. What that means, they have a buy it now of $5 grand. $5,500 is their buy it now for this. I could buy this for $5,500. I could get a hood, a fender, all the plastics and bumper. Let's say I spend another $2,500 to $3,000. All right, let's say $3,000, and now I've got $8,500 into this car. Once I get it all put back together and cleaned up, running and driving again, this car is worth $15,000, and nobody will ever know that it was wrecked. Hypothetically speaking, nobody would ever know unless you showed them the pictures and told them about this damage. They would never have a clue that this car was literally salvaged sitting at a salvage auction, or should I say not salvaged, looking like this sitting at a salvage auction. So below this video, I have a couple links, and they're very important. Number one is to my Carfax and Auto Check reports for like $5.99. All right, it's like $6. You can get yourself a Carfax report or an Auto Check report. Next to that one is Auto A-Stat. And with that, you could look up something like this car. If you're looking at this car on Facebook Marketplace, let's say you found this on Facebook Marketplace, right? It's a clean title car. You've got no reason to believe there was anything ever wrong with it. Well, you just never know because, like I said, unless they tell you that this car used to look like this, you will never know. Take the VIN number. Find the VIN number of the car that you're looking at, all right? And then plug it in to Auto A-Stat, and guess what? They're going to pull the car up for you, and you're going to be able to see what it used to look like. Because, again, without the seller disclosing this prior damage to you, you would never know it was there because it is listed as a clean title. So this car is a perfect example of why not just salvage cars, but especially cars that are listed with a clean title, not just a Carfax report. You need to get your Carfax or Auto Check, and you need to be using the Auto A-Stat so that you can see if your car was run through one of these auctions, and if it was, why? What did it look like before compared to what it looks like after? Now, with that said, that car is kind of an attractive deal. Honestly, I'm sitting here scratching my head right now thinking, $5,500 for a clean title car that's worth $15,000. I pulled it up on my Black Book Cherry, and if it's been listed as totaled, salvaged, whatever, accident history, things like that, it's going to deduct money off the value of the car for those things being wrong with, for those negative marks being on the car's history. And it came up with nothing. It gave me a reduced price due to mileage, because it's got almost 100,000 miles, and that's it. That's the only thing it was upset about, was the mileage. So yeah, I'm sitting here thinking right now, man, $5,500, throw a couple thousand, $3,000 into it, and I got myself a $15,000 car. That's, man, that sounds like a good deal to me. Another charity, a 97 Chevrolet 1500. Just pop the hood, see what's under here. Oh, good old Vortec 5.7. This is before they went to a 5.3 battery, 2016. She's been sitting a while, like most of these charities. Hopefully that mirror is all right. Paint peel, you got some rust, you got some old rotten tires. How's the interior look? Mileage only 99,000. I feel like we've looked at this one before, guys. I don't know. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. I am curious if this one runs though, because I love my old schools. I really do. And I know these aren't like 50s and 60s cars, but for me, these are old schools because these are back when I was a kid. I'm a long way from being a kid anymore, guys. I'm about to be 44 years old really, really soon. Birthday is quickly approaching. This truck looks pretty good. It obviously needs a paint job. It needs some tires, battery, and I hate, have I ever said it before? I hate side post batteries. Let's go ahead and get this thing jumped off, and let's just see what it does. I fully expect it's not going to run. It looks like it's been sitting for, 30 years or something like that. Come on. Boy, this is why I hate these side post batteries, man. And then once you get all this hooked up, you get in there, you turn the key, and it click, and you got to come out and you got to screw with it again. It's honestly kind of a pain. It does crank. I suspect fuel system problems. And if you take a look right there, see that fuel gauge? See how it's way pegged out? Yeah. Sat for a bunch of years, rotten fuel pump. Do I hear a knock in the engine? Hold on. Thump, 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 thump. It builds oil. No, I think there's a knock in the old motor, guys. I don't know if it came out on audio for you. It seemed like it was cranking healthy, and it was building oil pressure. But, let's smell this real quick. Ooh, wow. Okay. That's some of the worst gas I've ever smelled. This is really bad. That's really, really bad. We're not gonna. Oh, it's crunched back here too. I didn't see that. Yeah. All right. We're gonna skip this one, guys. I like the truck, and I don't know if you could hear it. It was a really low thump, and you could hear it same space every time, same spot every time. Where thump, thump, and it was like thump, 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 thump. So you gotta also wonder, why were these things parked? Some of them were parked just because they got old. Some of them were parked because, Grandma, Grandpa went out and bought a new truck. They offered them $300 for their trade-in, and they said, I'll keep it before I sell it for $300. And then it sits. Sometimes people pass away and the vehicles get sold then, and sometimes they were parked, well, because maybe they had a rod knocking. They intended to fix it one day, and they just never got around to it. All right, back here is the little Blazer that I was looking at, and I saw a bunch of comments telling me don't get it because it's got a 2.8 V6, and the 2.8 was the worst engine that General Motors ever made. Listen, GM made a lot of bad motors, guys. Take it for someone who's owned a lot of GMs. GM made a lot of bad motors. The 2.8, I never thought of it as a bad motor. I really didn't. I had pretty good luck out of these things. I've driven these 2.8s, whether it be a Blazer or a Jimmy or, what was it? My Camaro. I had a Camaro that I drove all over the country when I was younger. I took that little car everywhere, from Oklahoma to Indiana, Indiana to Oklahoma. I jumped it. I went mudding at the lake with it. That was a stout little car. Torquey little sucker, too. I had really good luck with these 2.8 liters, and I know them like the back of my hand. Like, I really do. I'm pretty sure that I could tear one of these apart, put it back together from memory without too much effort. Now, this is a little rough. Yeah, I can't lie. It's a little rough. The paint has long left the building. It does not run, obviously. It's been parked for a long time. It's got rotten tires. It's a 2.8 liter, which nobody wants. And if I remember, it had some high miles too. What is it? Yeah, 185. So this is one that may, it may have some problems as well, guys. But let's pop the hood, take a quick look, because I have to make a decision today whether I'm going to bid on this again or not, because as of right now, the bids are already at my high bid from last week, and they still have the buy it now of $750 or $775, and I'm here to tell you, not going to happen. Not for me. not for me. There's just no way. I would love to have it. I think it's super cool. It's old. It's kind of unique. You don't see many of these, especially in the two-door. It's a two-door, and it's four-wheel drive. You know what I mean? If you could get this thing running, this would be a fun little project car. But at the end of the day, this is not worth anything. Even if you took it down, you had Mako shoot a nice paint job on it, you put some nice tires on it, it's still a 200,000 mile Blazer from, God, what, 83, 85, 87. Yeah, 87. I guess 83 probably would have still had a carburetor. So, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just, and we got a rotten fuel system too. So, I don't think I'm going to try to start it. I believe we did that last week. But I want you guys to drop a comment below and tell me what you think. Is this something that you'd be interested in seeing? Or, you know, would it be a really boring car? All right, let's continue on and see what else we can find out here. It's been pretty slim pickings for the last quite a while, actually. Definitely the last couple weeks, it's been a lot harder to find anything out here that I really want to look at or that I'd be interested in bidding on. What the heck is that? Is that a police car? What is that? It's got a light bar. It must be a security car. There's no way it was a cop car. What? What is this? And where'd the wheels go? A Chevy Equinox. Okay. University Security Service. There for you. Element Fleet Management. Okay. Well, obviously this thing has seen better days, so I saw it. I didn't know what it was, guys. Oh, this right here. God, you don't know how bad I want this. You really don't. You don't know how bad I want this. Mitsubishi 3000 GT. It's finally up for sale. I've been waiting for a long time to see what the price was going to be on this. They got a buy now of like 800 bucks. And again, can't do it, man. It's wrong wheels, wrong tires. The body's all crunched in. The engine's torn apart. You got random miscellaneous engine pieces inside of the car. Missing door handle on this side. It's just, it's a wreck, man. It's a wreck. It'd be, let me put this bag down just so I can show you in case you missed it. It would be fun to try to put it back together. My biggest concern though is why was it taken apart? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know, is why was this thing taken apart? Did it have a blown head gasket? I mean, it almost seems like that might have been the case because they started tearing everything down. The cooling system has been completely removed. The condenser unit is still there, okay. But the radiator has been removed. The belts have been taken, the accessory belts have been taken off, aside from, for whatever reason, the power steering belt is still on. The intake is off, valve cover is off, distributor's been pulled. And there's still a wrench. Look at this. There's still a wrench right here for the it's a Husky 14 millimeter on the tensioner. Yeah, you got a coil sitting up here. Somebody had a nice MSD blaster coil on that sucker, didn't they? Nice plug wires. It could be put back together. I mean, good luck finding all the nuts and bolts, and well, that's good. We'll put this, I found the nut, don't worry, the bolt, I didn't lose it. We'll put it back and we'll stuff it right back down there where it was. Check the oil. It's got oil, and it's not overfilled. Yeah, the thing is, you don't know what's wrong with it. So what do? You know, do you continue tearing it down and then start inspecting everything, or do you try to put it back together and see if you can figure out why it was torn apart? I mean, look at this wiring mess back here, guys. It's vacuum lines everywhere, throttle body, lots of electrical connectors. There's your fuel pressure regulator, probably your fuel return line, coolant hoses. This could be a lot of fun to put back together, honestly. The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm kind of thinking, if it was me, instead of tearing the engine the rest of the way down, I'd put it all back together. I'd go ahead and I'd toss this thing back together and then start it, or attempt to start it, find out what's going on. Before I did anything, I'd do a compression check, obviously. Everything's already torn apart, spark plugs are easy to get to. Get the plugs out, crank it over, do a compression check, and just see what kind of compression you got, because that's going to tell you a lot. If you've got good compression in all 6 cylinders, I'd go ahead and just slap it back together. I would. The main reason I don't want to mess with this car, aside from that mess of spaghetti and the wrong wheels and totally wrong tires, is the damage to this right here. This fender is crunched really good. The door is crunched in, caved in the middle. So, I mean, it needs a front fender, it needs a door, it needs wheels, it needs tires. The paint already is crap on it, so it's going to need another paint job. The spoiler is missing. The door handle's missing. Like, this car is just... This car is bad, man. It's really bad. But I mean, it could be an interesting project to try to put together. How's the interior? The dashboard actually looks pretty good. There's your intake manifold. It looks like a lot of the pieces, some of your air intake stuff. It's a manual transmission, which is good. 149,000 miles on the odometer, which isn't too crazy. It's just, nah, man, I gotta stop. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? This car is awful. You know, if it was a VR4, yeah, okay, it'd be worth trying to save, but it's just a regular plain Jane 3000 GT. Continuing on. Let's see if we can find anything else. I'll tell you something that I'm thinking about doing, because I do have several cars at home, and there's plenty that I could be doing to any one of those cars. But my little Crown Vic Police Interceptor, I don't know why I keep thinking about it, but I keep thinking, wouldn't it be fun to do a lift kit on that car? Nothing crazy, maybe just 2 inches, 3 inches, 2 to 4 inches. Just a slight lift kit. Then put some oversized tires on it, like all terrains, and a tow hitch on the back. I don't know. It keeps popping into my mind that could be a fun car to just do a little something different with. You know, instead of just putting it back on the road and selling it, we could actually have a little bit of fun with that thing. I don't know. You guys comment below and tell me what you think. We're going to run along to the next aisle. I haven't seen anything over here that I'm interested in. I don't see any boats that I would be interested in. Actually, wait a minute. There is a boat. Let's go check this one out. I'm probably going to call this boat the end of this video. 1993 Sea Ray, and it's an insurance claim. But why? Did it sink? It expired in 2023, which is good. That's a good sign. That means at one point, this thing was still being used. At least it seems that it was still being used this year. Did somebody rear-end it? Well, they got a bunch of straps holding the motor up there. That doesn't look good. I don't know. It doesn't look like anybody rear-ended it. A slight chip on the prop. Prop spins freely. Well, we got something going on here. What is... This isn't even connected anymore. I assume this is your tilt trim. You've got tilt and trim. I know nothing about this kind of stuff, guys. This one is disconnected too. So this looks like it should extend, and there should be a rod, a bolt going through here. So yeah, this one too. No, not gonna happen. Okay, so it's a 180. Is that the horsepower? 180, inboard, outboard. And why is it here? It actually doesn't look too bad, guys. This is one I could afford. It's a little rough. For sure, it's a little rough. It's definitely a little rough. I don't know, man. I'd have fun with this. Plenty of places to sit. I mean, yeah, it's dried out and it's dirty, but hell, I don't know. I'm just looking around trying to see if there's anything on the hull. It looks like it's broken. The only thing I really see is this water line right here. And it kind of it's up high back here. It goes up and then it goes down towards the front of the boat. So I don't know. Does it have keys? I mean, obviously we're not going to try to start it. We don't have any water. 4.3 liter Mercruiser Alpha 1. Something's going on here, man. There's something going on with this boat, but dang it, I kind of like it. Let's climb up here, take a quick peek. It does have keys. It sure does. There's your gears. I mean, it moves forward and backward, and it locks into neutral. What do you guys think? Wish I could see the hour meter on it, if it even has one. Maybe it doesn't. Usually they do. I don't see one on this one. It's the last thing I need. This is the last thing I need. But I keep saying I'm going to get a boat, and I think if you're going to get a boat, instead of spending a ton of money on a new one, you might be better to go buy yourself an old one if you can work on it yourself. So I decided just to check out the engine bay. She's a little crispy, guys. She caught on fire. Yeah, so that's why this is here. Because well, you could call her Sparky. She got a little hot. I think a boat and fire are probably two things that I really don't want to mess with. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and definitely drop your comments below. If you saw something that you think I should get, well, let me know. I'll read the comments, and I told you before, I'm trying to be a lot nicer in the comments section. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.